Hello, so my name is Julia Stevens, and I am the fifth of six children in my family, and I'm the first to attend university. And so, getting my student ID card was amazing. Anyway, so um, yeah, this is me on my first day of school, and I was actually quite excited because um, yeah, it's funny because like my daughter actually took a photo of me, and she was like, "Yay, first day of school photo." I was like, "Okay." That's funny. Okay, so this is me. I took a photo of myself at the photo booth, and this was during the first week. And I looked around and I realized I don't know a single person here. And not even an hour later, not even 20 minutes later, I ended up bawling my eyes out, and I found myself in front of the women's center. And I went in there, and then she brought me over to the Indigenous Student Center, and that's where I met. I realized that I have a lot of resources there actually, and I'm fairly happy that I was actually introduced to the Indigenous Student Center. So yeah, when I look at this photo now, I don't cry anymore because when I first took it, every time I looked at it, I felt like crying, and I didn't want to. I at one point didn't want to keep the photo, but I kept it, and I realized that even though I'm at university by myself and I don't know anybody there, uh, it's okay because I, you know, I'm not there for anybody. I'm there for myself. So yeah, and then within the first week also, there's a lot of I don't know. Yeah, my first week was overwhelming because I got my period and I had to go home, and then yeah, it was just yeah. Anyway, so I don't know what else I can say about my first week other than this photo reminds me of my first week, and yeah. So this is me on the bus. I realize it's going to take me uh, 40 minutes to get there and then 40 minutes to get home. So an hour and 20 minutes each day times four. So that's 5 hours and 20 minutes on the bus each week. And so yeah, I'm not a big fan of taking transit, but if I have to, then that's what I'm going to do. And I was trying to read just before this because I realized there's a lot of reading in First Nation Studies 101. So it's a great place to catch up on readings if you have to spend 5 hours and 20 minutes on the bus each week. And that's what I did. One of the amazing things I found at SFU was the Indigenous Student Center, as I've said earlier. They have free meals there on Monday and Thursdays when the elders are there. And I was actually fortunate to be one of the first few people in this kitchen, and this is where I took a photo of myself because they just opened it and they were making coffee, which I was pretty excited about, and they had like stuff for breakfast in there, which is essential when you're learning in school because you need to eat. And like if you're not eating properly, then yeah, it makes things so much more harder to accomplish when you're not eating properly, which is something I realized, and I've never really eaten properly like ever. But having places like this here at school helped me definitely in my second week, I believe it was. Um, yeah, a lot of readings, a lot of homework, but and then tying all that in with dance practice and everything. was was a challenge, but I was very happy that I had a place to go and just have breakfast for free and sometimes lunch for free. So this is where I realized that, like in many schools, you have a lot of reading, and I've never been the type of person to be organized, I guess you can say. Kind of just do things last minute or spontaneously. I don't really put too much thought into doing things. So anyway, yeah, for this like first term, I realized like if I don't plan and I don't uh, do things in a strategic manner, I was gonna get lost very quickly. And I think at this point, I actually fell behind on one of my readings because I was driving to school for a week. And so, yeah, I set up my kitchen to have all my stuff on the table, and I was doing all my homework, catching up on everything. And so that was one of the things I realized this week was if I don't uh, take the bus, then I'm not reading on the bus, and then I miss reading. So anyway, yeah, so this is me catching up on my schoolwork, and this is also when I discovered that there's a friggin' textbook online, which was annoying, but um, yeah, it was helpful to find that textbook, and I'm grateful that I did. So here I am, getting more comfortable with this campus and actually being a student here, and I have to say, like, I actually am starting to enjoy being a student. And it was funny because, like, I never really cared to have friends, and I just don't like people in general. But mm, I think sometimes when you're going to a school that size, like this, like, I think I read somewhere that there's like 40,000 people at SFU at any given time during the day. Um, I think it's kind of nice to have a friend, and I think, yeah, I was kind of stepping out of my comfort zone and talking to other people and actually smiling and having fun. And yeah, that's about that. Oh, I took this photo with a self timer. I remember this photo clearly because I had a performance at SFU campus that day, and also we were going over chapter 2 in math, and I just, yeah, um, trying to balance culture, like other like language classes and course requirements in classes. Um, it's very, uh, it can be challenging. And so I took this photo because like it's in a circle, and I thought maybe my entirety has to be taken care of, not just part of me. So uh, the beginning, yeah, starts where it ends, and like there's no beginning or end. It's just constantly taking care of myself. So I took this photo in the parking lot. This is when I realized I really need to take care of myself in this school. So this is me. This is how I do my math. 7 7 is 14. Then 6 is one less than 7, so it must be 13. I'm dyslexic, and doing math for me has always been a lot easier than English, also because uh, it's easy to make, an estimate and then just uh, minus. But yeah, it was just funny. Like, it happened to someone had sent this to me, and I was like, yeah, I'm realizing, like my dyslexia is showing, but whatever, who cares? I'm me, and I very much like who I am, and that's, I'm realizing again, like you really just have to count on what you know about yourself and not think too much about what people think of you. And that's what I learned this week. Thank you. There's like Halloween at SFU campus. I really enjoyed this. Like, actually, like going back to my first week when I got a photo of myself, I crumbled and I cried because I realized I don't know anybody at this school. And this time, you know what? I took my photo and I was so excited for it, and I didn't cry after. I'm realizing like I'm a lot more stronger than I give myself credit for, and that confidence is showing in my writing at school. So, um, yeah, I think if you just have confidence in yourself and you're happy with yourself, then that shows in your work. And I'm realizing like the more I take care of myself, the better my work tends to be. So, yeah, this is me, and I still have that pumpkin. I should probably throw it out. Anyway, okay. Yeah, I'm just realizing, love yourself and be confident and do your best. That's yeah. So part of taking the balancing culture in school and everything, like life in general, I decided to go like take some time and go hang out with my friends that aren't in school right now. And I feel like I honestly really feel like if you can't um, allow for some time to be with friends and family, then you're probably going to drown in school, because it can be very overwhelming if that's all you're thinking about is school, 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 and doing homework. Like, that's, you really need that balance there. And um, yeah, I'm getting the hang of this organizing, I believe. And yeah, so I was just learning to make time for friends and family out of this this week. So as I mentioned, I'm not into organizing. I don't really care for organizing. I feel like it's just an added stressor, or how do you describe it? Um, I don't care to organize, and I've been embracing organizing though, because so I actually ended up going out and buying markers, and I color coded all of my courses and made sure to write in there everything, like not just for classes, but for like Nishka language and dance rehearsal. And sorry, um, yeah, organization is key. Like, honestly, I don't. I've never been a fan of it, but I'm finding that it works because if I don't organize, then yeah, it's like it can be very frustrating when you're not organized and you can't find things. So it's like, yeah, so I'm very much embracing organization at this point in my studies. And I'm thankful for these agendas that were given at the beginning of the year. So this is what organization does. It helps you get organized and like be able to study properly and have the time to study properly. So for my midterm for um First Nation Studies 101, I actually got 67 out of 70, and I was kind of shocked because I honestly, I felt like maybe I could have added more time for studying, but like I said, I need to take care of my cultural needs also. So I I did the best I could with that, and um, actually surprised myself with 67 out of 70. And I think that too being organized. And yeah, um, I don't know what else to say about that, but I'm very happy with my grade for that one assignment. So this is probably one of the darkest sides of being dyslexic is you're constantly tired when you're doing studies, and so yeah, like I'm part of two dance groups, and I have a Nishka language on Wednesday and Thursday nights, and so my dance practices are Monday and Tuesdays. I really only have Fridays off, and I try to allot some time for my friends and family, and so I have four kids, and um, my dad, he lives about maybe 2, 3 blocks away from where I live. So, as I mentioned earlier, I'm five of six children, but he's the only one who calls to come over and help him when he needs help. So, when I see this photo, I realize, like, just because I'm dyslexic doesn't mean I'm incapable. It means I just have to learn a different way. So, my learning for dyslexia is I'll write it out, type it out, record myself listening to my notes, and like hear it while I'm reading it. And that's a lot of work. And, you know, I do it because it helps with grades and being able to remember things. But yeah, so this photo makes me exhausted looking at it. And this was an exhausting week. So this is me in the library. This lady, she was like staring at me because I put my phone. I took put the timer on. I sat down, took a photo of myself. But I believe I was late already on this day, and I was thinking, you know what, not normally late. So I just, yeah, I wanted to take time to reflect and realize like how fortunate I was to even be there at SFU. And I wanted to take time to reflect and realize, I really need to take being late seriously. And yeah, so I took this photo to remind myself to reflect on being late specifically. And that's what I did. So I've never heard of a course that has two midterms, but in math we have two midterms. And I was thinking, wow, I actually got 65.5 out of 70. And I was shocked because there were some word problems that I just didn't understand because they were kind of all over the place, and I was trying to. I actually went home and I watched some YouTube videos on how to solve word problems in math. And yeah, I was actually able to decipher most of like what the word problems were. And I was actually kind of shocked because I was like, wow, okay, I actually figured it out. Um, I'm not good with word problems because word problems involve reading and deciphering what that actually means in the question. So, but yeah, watching YouTube videos, I really realized this week that those videos, if you don't learn it one way, you go home and watch a YouTube video, and then you'll learn it another way that might be helpful. And I feel very fortunate that there's YouTube videos out there that can explain things in a different way that someone else might not be able to explain. So, so I am 36 today, which is kind of funny because everyone keeps thinking I'm 26, but I'm like, nope, I'm 36. I was born in November 9th, 1983. So that makes me 36 today, or at this time this photo was taken. And I It's funny because I the one of the things that kept me from going back to school was thinking, okay, if I start now, I'm probably going to be finished when I'm 40. And then I was like, at one point I was like, okay, whatever. You know what? I'm going for it. 40, 30, who cares? Like, just to start. So, as an older student, I feel very fortunate to be able to go back to school and still live my life in balance and with my 4 kids. And yeah, I feel very, very, very fortunate to be able to still accomplish the things I am right now. So, one of the things I got for my birthday was this keyboard that I can add to my iPad, and I feel so lucky to have this because I am learning that, those extra hours that you have on the bus, like, it's not always easy, or, with time constraints, I don't always have the time to be able to get to campus and then type something out and then hand it in. So having this is phenomenal. And I'm realizing, like, I'm finding things that are working for my schedule, and being able to type while I'm off campus and away from my computer at home. It's been amazing, and I absolutely love it. And yep, I love in the Pepsi and the Vans and the movie White Chicks. Just yeah, um, that was my birthday gifts this year. I'm absolutely loving the iPad keyboard. One of the amazing things I'm loving about the Indigenous Student Center is the supports that they have in place for Indigenous students. And right now we're doing a weaving class, and I made my first headband. Like, I have siblings who know how to weave headbands, but they didn't show me because I wasn't there when they made our headbands for us. And I have cedar that has been sitting in my closet for about a year, and now I can actually use it because I know how to use it. And yeah, this is just one of the workshops, and I think I made 2 headbands, and it's it's been amazing to be able to take something from Mother Earth and uh, honor it by making it into something that you can use while dancing and singing. And yeah, I'm learning more and more that it's very important to be able to honor, like, yourself and who you are and how everything ties together. And this is one of the um, headbands that I was making. One of the reasons why I decided to go back to school was because my kids are, the youngest ones are 9 and 11 now. And I'm not getting any younger, and, they're a very important part of my life. And I wanted to show them too that, what, it doesn't matter what path you take as long as you go for whatever you're going for. And um, I like being a role model for them and being able to show them that no matter what your age, you can go back. And um, this next photo, like, I really wish I had somebody um, like myself who would have been able to help shape my ideas around school and be able to attend school and be fine with going to school. But yeah, I just like this is what I'm doing right now for them, is I'm showing them the possibilities and getting them comfortable with being on campus and being around people, and um, like, letting them know just because they're First Nations doesn't mean they're not going to be able to attend school. They'll still be able to go to school no matter what, and they're always going to have those kind of supports there. And so, yeah, that was one of my goals, is to be able to be a role model for not just my kids but other First Nations students who might question if they can go back or not. So one of the things I'm learning more and more often is, like, how to be able to tie everything in with life and culture and language and classes and family and everything. Like, I taught myself to braid my own hair, and I normally have my sister do this, but I figured, like, she's not in school with me, and I see my hair being braided as tying everything in that I have in my life. Like, I need to have organization for that, which is one of the key things I've learned this first term, is having organization. Because if you don't have organization, then you're kind of, if I didn't organize this braid, it would have been all over. It wouldn't have worked. But so I'm very thankful for this first term and learning a lot about myself and learning I'm a lot stronger than I gave myself credit for. And yeah, it's been a great term. Thank you.